Hey, and welcome to this mod that turns Doom 2 into the original Legend of Zelda. Now, if you don't know what this iconic gaming moment is here, I don't know what to tell you. But I have to say, right off the bat, I love the look of this WOD. I think this captures the essence of the original Legend of Zelda while staying true to Doom in such a clever and fun way. So we're just going to kind of explore this a bit. We might do a dungeon or two if we bump into them. We'll kill some enemies and we'll just kind of talk and take this in. And yes, I know this has been out for a while, but on the channel recently I've been going through an odyssey of these WODs and these mods from Doom's past, and I have to say I think this one goes really above and beyond to have the best of both worlds. And you would never think that the original Legend of Zelda game could be this successful in a Doom WOD, but here we are. So, as mentioned, I'm just going to be wandering around. I'm not the biggest fan of the original Legend of Zelda, I will be upfront. I think the amount of time I've spent playing that can kind of be summed up as passively playing it maybe to the first dungeon, but even I can kind of recognize the iconography in this game, the way that all these trees look like the 8-bit counterparts, but at the same time they're not, because they're obviously standing up, and we're seeing this from a different perspective. So you're getting to experience this world in a 3D-ish way, but it's still very true to the original 8-bit roots. And that's so cool, because it means that you can kind of look into the distance and see the cliffs of the back of the map, and you can kind of see things in the distance that might intrigue you. So for example, we can see, there's an island in the middle of this lake here, and there's a bunch of enemies who are just kind of taking the mick here, so we're just going to get rid of them. Oof, ow. So I do know that in Zelda, in this Zelda game in particular, if you have full hearts, you can shoot like the energy thing from your sword. I think this is the first dungeon. That's so cool. Oh, now look at this. This is F-Earth. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is so cool. Like, as I said, I haven't played the original Legend of Zelda beyond like the first dungeon, and even I'm looking at this going, holy heck, this is so cool. We don't like the skeleton boys, we don't like them. The bony boys in this are not ones we like. Oh, so you have to click to open the door, right, that makes sense. So I know that that's the time stopper, so let's kill you. We are collecting rupees here. I hope we can find somewhere to spend those. I love the music as well. Like, I know that 8-bit music isn't to everyone's taste, but I really relish really lovely 8-bit music, and Legend of Zelda's music is probably my favourite part of that NES game, so it's just nice to hear it here. And kill the bats, pick up the rupees. But there's just so much attention to detail here. The way that when you kill the enemies, the key kind of appears, and that's the behaviour you'd expect from a Legend of Zelda game. And when you kill all the enemies, it opens the doors behind us. So, you know, this is really, really, really cool. Not sure through that door. So I don't know what these are, but I'm sure someone in the comments who's more familiar with Legend of Zelda will tell me what enemies these are. But we're just kind of exploring here. Oh, wow, okay. But even up close, they look so cool. Like, you get to just admire them as they're kind of wandering around. And look at this. Like, the way the water, and you're not allowed to walk on the water. You're kind of blocked. So you have to take the pathways like you did in the original. Oh, yes. Oh, boomerangs. Yes. Oh, wow. Is that a bomb? Oh, it's a bomb. Okay, we're going to use the bomb. Oh, my gosh. This is so cool. What's in here? Now, I do remember this room. Oh, yes, those. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I remember this room, I think. I remember this room. Oh, yes, because those are triggered when you sort of walk between the areas. I know one of these comes down. Have they put that in this? Let's see if we can find this. I'm sure in the original Zelda, there's a secret thing in this room. Well, if you're wondering what happens when you die, you get the death noise from the Legend of Zelda. Right, well, I mean, we haven't lost that much progress, so I'm not bothered about this. Like, in case you can't tell, I'm having a blast playing this. This is so much fun. Like, I dare even say, if I was going to replay Legend of Zelda, I'd probably choose to play it like this. I just kind of like this perspective. This is a really interesting way to kind of present an 8-bit game. It's a 3D space, but it's definitely true to the original. Let's kill you. Excellent. So we're getting a lot of rupees this time, and we get the key again. I may as well use that sword power up to, you know, the best of my abilities while I've got it, because as soon as someone hits me, I'm going to lose it. Just look at the textures, though. Like, goodness me. And as far as I know, this is the full game as well. So this isn't just like a handful of levels thrown in. I think all the games in this, from what I've read up before playing this, because I've never actually played this, I have to be honest about this. Even when this came out, I gave it a bit of a skip. But when I was sort of looking at these mods that I've been covering recently on the channel, this one I was like, oh, you know what, I'll give this a shot. I'm really glad I have done. Let's grab rupees. But yes, I do like this. This is really cool. Now let's see if I can kill you. Will I get bombs this time again? I kind of like that there's a challenge with those enemies as well. So you're not just kind of stabbing them with your sword. You actually have to dodge them because they do throw the boomerangs, and that behavior has been kind of brought through from, you know, the actual Legend of Zelda itself. Let's see if I can find this secret. There we go. I knew there was a secret here. I don't know what's down here, but I remember there being a secret. Oh, we got the bow and arrow. Oh my goodness. So from what I can see, it's using the rupees as a sort of currency for the bow and arrow. So, I mean, it's a bit weird, but I don't even know if that was the way it was in the original Zelda. Let's get out of here. So let's see how this bow works. Let's see if we can find something to shoot with it. So heading in here. Oh, okay, it's you guys again. Oh, we get bombs again. Nice. So, was that a boomerang I just picked up? Can I switch to that? I'm assuming there's some button somewhere that I can switch to that if I want to. Oh my god, the death hands. No, we're not dealing with that today. I've played Ocarina of Time enough to know that those are not friendly. We don't need to gain hugs from those. Oh yeah, so this is the boss. Wow, this bow is great. Oh my goodness, look at this. Oh, is that the piece of the Triforce? Let's go and grab it. Ah, nice. Is this going to kick me out of the dungeon? I hope it does. It does! Oh my goodness. So, we've got the first piece of the Triforce, and we've got this really awesome bow and arrow now. I mean, this kind of means we don't really need to use the sword, which is pretty cool. Look at all this different biome detail. So as we're kind of moving through Hyrule here, obviously we've left the sort of canyon areas at the start, and we're now in a more desert environment here. And you can see the different enemies spawning in. So I imagine that this is being done to sort of recreate the grid system of the original Legend of Zelda, because the way that the original Legend of Zelda worked is that you would only see enemies spawning once you'd entered a certain screen with them. Stay away, you beasts. What's in here? Oh, nice. So if we want to buy a key for a dungeon, we can actually buy one here. I mean, I haven't got enough money, mate. I've been shooting my money away with this bow and arrow. But honestly, what more can I say about this wad? Like, there's nothing I say can really kind of convey just like how much fun this actually is. I didn't actually expect to be having this much fun with it. Oh, is this a dungeon? Oh, okay. So we actually get to pick... Oh, nice. We get 50 rupees. Well, that's going to fund my arrow fund for the next little while. I do like how they've used different heights on all these walls as well. So rather than having all the walls be sort of the same height, they've actually gone for different sort of sizes, and it adds a bit of variety to the world because you're at least sort of seeing things in the distance. It gives a different silhouette. I can imagine if all these were the same height, it wouldn't be anywhere near as fun. Now, I'm imagining we need to get like a raft or something. Like I said, I've not got much experience with the original Legend of Zelda, so I'm going to imagine there's an item we get in one of the dungeons. Even looking off into the distance of the ocean there, it looks really well done because it doesn't look like there's a jarring end to the world. It just kind of looks like it goes on and on and on. I have to admit, this bow and arrow kind of makes mincemeat of a lot of these enemies, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, normally if you were playing the original Legend of Zelda, you'd see this from an overhead view. So this, even if you've played that game a million times over, I can imagine this is a pretty fun way to kind of spice that up because you're seeing all this sort of in the first person. You can also kind of hear what I assume is the ocean in the distance. What's up here? Oh, okay. Is this a dungeon? It is a dungeon. Oh, this one's blue. Nice. So let's make our way through this one, I think. So the bow and arrow basically makes close quarter combat kind of obsolete, which is I'm totally fine with. I guess this is kind of where having everything in first person makes things a lot easier than sort of trying to aim on the D-pad from an overhead perspective. Because you can kind of shoot these in any direction, whereas in the original you kind of were stuck to straight lines at 90 degrees. Snakes. I like how the items stick around as well, so they don't just disappear straight away. Now, one thing I have to say is I always get lost whenever I play Legend of Zelda, the original one, because these dungeons are very difficult to navigate. I know that if I push F1, I can see a map, because luckily the creator of this WOD kind of assumed people hadn't played the original, so he's actually put a map in of all the different areas, which is really cool. And very much appreciated. Gonna see if I can get away with not using it though. Say what you want about modern Nintendo and Nintendo's sort of behaviours at times, but the sound design in a lot of their first party games is just something else. They've always been really, really, really good at finding the right jingle and sort of little tune for the moment. Like that. I think the flames around that room were shooting at me. Oh, hello. I am not getting close to you. We're just going to use the bow and arrow here. So it's a good thing we've been collecting these rupees, because that's basically making a lot of this super easy. So when you pick up that stopwatch, it actually freezes the enemies in place like this, which is useful if you're finding yourself a bit overwhelmed. Personally, I think that it's not that difficult at this point, so I've been trying to avoid picking them up. Oh, hello. Hate smoke, you say? Okay. So, fire? I'm assuming it's something to do with fire. I'm guessing we'll find out soon enough. Oh, hello. It really does make you wonder if Nintendo actually dug their hand into the huge back catalogue of games and did something like this with any number of the old classic games, how well they'd probably turn out and how people would really probably enjoy this kind of thing. But, you know, I've said it in my other videos on Nintendo, Nintendo simply can't. Oh, hello. I'm gonna guess that's not doing any damage. Smoke. Bomb. Oh, okay. It didn't like that. Another bomb? Another bomb indeed. Ah, oh, nice. So this is the second Triforce piece here. Wow, we're really flying through these dungeons. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave it here, just because I feel like if I play too much more, I'll probably end up playing the whole thing, because at the moment I'm feeling like I'm having a great time with this. There we go. Wow, we got more bombs for using bombs. That's really cool. But yeah, this is so cool. Like, I've never played this before, and I'm really tempted to do a full playthrough of this at some point. It's just really, really fun and so well executed. I think out of all the mods I've played so far, I think this may actually be my favourite. But let me know in the comments what you think of Legend of Doom, and thank you very much for watching.